Plastic bag room. Different start to a video. It's definitely not the best location I could have been at. Looks like I just finished my furniture shopping. And the Africa Twins parked up right outside. Oof. Haven't ridden in a while. It is currently, well, apparently it's 4 degrees, but that's a lie. That can't be right. It's on a little coffee run. This video is actually meant, does this guy just press the... Yeah, this video is meant to be me putting... Oh my god, that's new. This video is meant to be putting dirt tyres on the bike, but yeah, I'm still injured and I've not been able to get the tyres put on, so here we are. A random vlog. It's the 3rd of January today, I think. Hope you all had a good Christmas, good New Year's. I'm gonna go through some channel updates during this ride as well. This is gonna be a pretty raw POV. I've got all the electrics on as well. There's been a lot of ice up these ways. On the route I just took in as well. There's a lot of roads where the sun doesn't get to. It's just quite sketchy. And I'm still injured, so can't do nothing too crazy on the bike. I've been looking at a new bike as well. I was actually looking at a 636. I was going to make a terrible financial decision. It's the channel, guy. The channel motivates me to do dumb shit. Because I want to bring better content to you guys. And anyway, I've decided to be a bit more sensible. And I was actually looking at Groms. So complete opposite. And literally the opposite of what I'm on right now. I'm not able to ride this bike in the way that I would like to ride it. I know I would need clutch work to be able to ride this bike how I'd like to ride it, so yeah, I think I'm gonna have to send a Grom. I'm pretty much in the middle of doing a major service on this bike at the moment. Obviously the valves just got done, which I won't go into detail because I've got a video coming out. The video where I change the tyres is the video that I get the valves done as well, or checked. So yeah, there'll be more information in that video about that, but I was just looking into spark plugs. I've got 2 new air filters. I'm probably going to do like a coolant flush and fluids, so brake fluids. I've got new pads to go on the back. I think the front's alright. If any of you guys follow me for this bike, I've had no issues with it at all. The only issue I've had really is the way the bike performed from factory. That pissed me off. If you're new to the channel, you just found me through this video, what I've done is I've got a remap and I've also dropped a tooth in the front sprocket, and it's completely changed the bike. But anyway, I've been looking into the forums of this bike, just looking at what people are saying about the service intervals, because the intervals in this bike, they put a lot of people off of it because of how expensive it can be to maintain, especially if the valves are due every 16k. And that's a major service, so everything else with it. If you take that to Honda and you don't have a service plan, you're gonna be paying for a new Africa Twin in yearly service intervals if you ride the bike as much as me. I think a valve service, what I've seen quotes online from people talking about getting the major services done at Honda, it's like 1,200 quid. I got a quote for 613 quid near me, which I thought was like a very good price, but I think that was, I think it was literally just valves and oil. And I said I'd do air filters by myself. I just told them that's what I want. I just want the valve check and the oil change. Air filters was like, because this bike takes 2 air filters, was only like 35 quid for them, but the spark plugs, you need 4 of them and they're 100 quid. I'm thinking, hell, You do the tires, you do the valves, you do the oil, you do the air filters, spark plugs, the flipping fluid, all the fluids. You're like 1,600 quid in on getting the bike ready to go again. And depending on how much miles you put in and how hard you ride the bike, that can add up a lot. So yeah, anyway, the point is, I've been looking at forums. If you were thinking about owning an Africa Twin, you want to check the forums of these bikes. You'll hear things from people that have obviously worked on thousands of these. There's a lot of mixed stuff online, so at the end of the day, you're gonna have to make your own decision and go with like what you know. So sketchy turn there. Snow run. Then I saw that the spark plugs that this bike uses, which I can't remember the exact model of spark plug it is. Like I said, it was 100 quid. But the reason why they're 100 quid is because they're meant to last 80 to 100,000 miles. It's what I read on forums. So I was thinking of changing them now. Got 20k. But I'm gonna leave it. I'm probably gonna do them at like 32k though. Injury update as well for you guys who have been following the channel, know that I'm injured. I don't know what's going on. It's the other thing with changing these tyres over. I don't know how well I'm going to ride the bike. Where is neutral? It's getting a lot better though. Like I can actually ride the bike now as of like this week. So that's pretty cool. Not fun when you can't actually ride with more than one arm. No offense to anyone who's got one arm. Which way? Let's go into the village. Do get a lot of messages as well asking about this bike and how a lot of you want it as your next bike, or you want one, and would I advise you to get one? It's it's an easy bike to ride, but it depends how you like to ride. If you just like going A to B, chilling, you know, not doing nothing too crazy, you get on just fine with the bike. But then you hear a lot of people moaning about the power of this bike. This bike's obviously only got 100 horsepower, and well, yeah, mine's like 97 at the wheel, I think. So those of you who don't know what that means, because I didn't know what that meant. I don't know if I'm going to explain it properly, but obviously you get like, I don't even know what these are meant to be at the crank. Maybe like 105. But by the time it's gone through the drive chain and the power's been put to the rear wheel, you obviously lose some of them numbers. So the best reading is the power that's being put down from the rear wheel. Anyway, a lot of people moan about the power of this bike. Not moan, but it's a reason to why they sell it and look for something with more power. Because like I say, 100 horsepower, roughly. They're not like the most exciting numbers. For me, that's perfect. This bike does exactly what I wanted the bike to do, which is why I bought it. Which is why it's important to not just like try and jump to the big bike that you want. You have to like learn motorcycles, and it's good to get experience on the lower powered motorcycles, on bikes that you can get more out of. So then you know what engines you prefer and where you like the power to be and how much power you want. This bike is like the perfect balance for me, because it is a lot of power, but you can get a lot out of the bike. Whereas if it was a 1100 2-owner, for example, or RSV4 factory or something, you're not getting out of second gear. Not in the UK anyway. Changing the sprocket size on this bike made it way more fun as well. But I just feel a lot of people sell these bikes. One is probably because a lot of people buy it because they like the idea of it, which I can't remember what it is. Give way to the right. A lot of people buy it because they like the idea of the bike and like the reputation it's got and the possibilities, like the potential of it. But realistically, you're not getting that out of the bike. Most people that are buying it are just touring around, chilling or commuting maybe. So if you can't ride the bike kind of like a dirt bike or a supermoto, then I reckon you get bored of it and start chasing power numbers. Like you need the the 130 horsepower or the 160 horsepower. But if you're like me and you like to use the bike and you get a lot out of a bike without going fast, you'll enjoy this. Keep getting comments as well, keep getting messages and comments. When you taking that bike off road, I got one comment the other day that said, I still don't know why you bought that bike. I don't know whether he means I should have got a sport bike or got close. Sport bike, or because I'm meant to be taking this bike off road. All of the Africa Twin experts who take this bike off road and go 20 miles an hour down some gravel. What are you on about? I can put dirt tires on, do that, and how much can you do that for? I don't know. I'm gonna try it out as well. Before I knock it, I've got the dirt tires. I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna see how I get on, see how much I enjoy it. But I like this bike on the street. People don't understand that, but most people who have this bike in this country can't ride the bike to like an enjoyable level on the street. They don't know they don't know how to do it. They don't use the bike the way I want to use it. So anyway, enough of all that. This is meant to be a nice chilled coffee run. I end up shouting at the camera. I'm gonna have to spin around and try to find someone to get a coffee. I feel like my fingers are being sucked off by a snowman right now. Let me ask these lovely ladies. Excuse me, is there like a coffee shop around here, like a cafe?
Straight down into Country Market Deakin. There's areas you can park free.
Yeah.
And there's a few around there.
Oh, I just went through it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just in my own world though.
Lily's is nice, isn't it? Lily's is nice, a coffee shop. Yeah.
Is that just next to that little car park?
Just a little cup in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's down one of the little alleyways.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right.
See ya. Lovely lady. Brad, they're your type, mate, if you're watching this. So I've got some good plans for this season. I know a lot of people that wanted to see trips on this bike. Guys, they was planned, but plans just didn't go to plan at all. But I've got some good ideas for this season coming up. I'm in a much better position to do that now. This year was a bit of a mad one. Obviously, I came back to the country with nothing, less than nothing to my name. Started from scratch again. So it's a bit of a, I don't know, it's a very risky kind of year, especially with the YouTube as well. I was posting videos and I had about 20,000 subs and I was getting 500 views in the space of like a week. Weren't very motivated. Speaking of views, YouTube's giving the channel a hard time at the moment. I've seen a lot of people say about this time of year is also, it's a very hard time for some channels, especially as a smaller upcoming channel where everyone's putting out their best content right now, and you've got all the biggest channels that are posting up their New Year's and Christmas content and whatever, and you just get lost behind all of the big channels. I also got demonetized on one of my last videos. This must be what she was on about. Let's find a nice, I wanted a little outside spot though. Oh, Domino's. Don't even get that out of my face. Linford's fish and chips. No, I'm looking for coffee. Trying to start the new year off healthy. You know when you're just injured and you can't do anything, and the next you can't train, so the next thing you eat that has been what it's been like. You need to sort it out. Come on, coffee shops. Where are you? I reckon I've missed it, haven't I? Anyone who knows any good places to take this bike off-roading, let me know a location, kind of like around the Midlands. I don't know if Peak District has got some nice, I want some place with some nice views, some nice backdrop. You know, I want to get some, I need to make some good content, so the views have got to be on point, and it's mostly going to have to be gravel tracks, let's face it, because I'm not an off-road rider, and I don't think this bike is going to be the easiest thing to ride off-road. I think I've been down here before. God, at this rate, I'm just gonna go get a coffee out of the co-op. I was gonna ask as well, guys, let me know what kind of content you want to see. Like, do you want some raw vlogs back? Because what I've done, as you probably see with the channel, I put a lot of time into editing my videos, and it has completely changed the audience retention. It's made a massive difference, and that obviously helps massively with growing a YouTube channel. Is when people binge your channel, all your content starts doing well, so then all your content starts getting pushed and your whole channel just gets pushed, and that's how the channels break through. But as soon as there's no content to like binge, it's hard to get that and have the volume. What am I doing right now? Is it free parking here? Oh, for free? Is there a cafe down here? Oh, this one here, yeah? Nice one. Oh, I can smell the breakfast rolls from here. Even though it feels like it's like 9 AM. 2 PM. Alright, in with all the old lot. Is there a place to sit? Oh, I just realised I wasn't recording the whole time I've been riding back, but yeah, had my coffee and a little breakfast roll. Had to eat it outside because all the seats inside were taken. My jacket is broke, so I'm currently riding around with my jacket undone. It's freezing. I've got the winter gloves on. Hate riding in these because there's just no feedback at all. There's no feel. But there is, but there's enough to go A to B with them. I crashed hard in gloves like these when I was learning to wheelie. Crashed and broke my collarbone. So funny because I was there. I didn't know what I was doing. And everything was adding up, you know. I said, oh, it's absolutely freezing. It was around this time. Like this time of year. And yeah, it was absolutely freezing. I was saying it, yeah, absolutely freezing. Then I was also saying I can't feel my feet, I can't feel my hands. Done a wheelie anyway, binned it hard, broke my collarbone.
GBX
and bike.
motherfucker.